Okay.
Hey everybody, this is Val Hicks at Where RV USA, and we are at the Carolina Balloon Fest, and I have got a really important person here. Tell us your name, sir.
Bill Meadows.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And tell me about your credentials here.
Well, I had the first hot air balloon license in the southeastern United States 50 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Matter of fact, October the 4th of this month, 50 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
So I've been involved in all aspects of ballooning.
So what's your favorite place you ever flew?
I don't know. This area around Statesville is pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, you're from around here then.
I'm from Statesville.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Retired now, living in Southport, North Carolina.
Native boy done good.
Yeah, I did. So I founded this event here 46 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
So enjoying coming and talking to people and just roaming around and not having to do any work.
There you go. When you're in charge, you don't get to do any of that.
That's right.
Hello, everybody. Russ Hicks here with Where RV USA. We're with a very astute and seasoned balloon pilot to introduce this episode. So I'd like to introduce Randy Lee. Randy, can you give us a little bit of your background?
Be glad to, Russ. Like you said, I'm Randy Lee. I'm from Benson, North Carolina, kind of the coastal plains of North Carolina. And always been the adventurous type. You know, I was flying airplanes before I got out of high school, scuba diving the Keys on my graduating trip, skydiving with the North Carolina Sport Parachute Team. And I've always enjoyed the air. And when the wife and I got married, I decided those things you want to do before you die, we call them a bucket list now.
Right.
I wanted to go to Grand Canyon, Alaska, and ride in a hot air balloon.
Take us through a balloon day from kind of start to finish, because I'm telling y'all, you need to respect these people because they have to get up at dark 30.
We're here at the Carolina Balloon Fest, where over 50 balloons are going to launch this morning. One of the challenges with filming a balloon festival is you got to be up at dark 30.
We have a very interesting schedule in ballooning, especially in parts of the country that we can fly twice a day. Our days are split, and our typical day is, up at 4:30, at briefing at 6, go out, do a flight, refuel, eat breakfast, go back to the hotel, and go to bed.
So we're going to start off the day with a pilot briefing. Right.
Pilot briefings are normally held an hour or hour and a half before the flights. It's the first thing that happens at a pilot briefing is roll call. The organizers, the balloon meister, the master of balloons, wants to make sure that everybody is getting the information. So they have a roll call. They call each pilot's name at every briefing.
Okay.
And you're prohibited from flying if you didn't answer at roll call until you talk to the balloon meister.
Okay.
But they go over safety issues, safety things. This is the OP40 forecast, which gives us the winds at different altitudes, direction, and speed. Landowners, if we have any PZs, red zones that we need to stay away from.
PZ.
Prohibited zone.
Okay.
The zoo would be
or a prison or
a golf course maybe. Would be they don't want you driving on the fairways and the greens.
Oh, so, that could be got it.
And if there is a competition for the day, they go over the competition rules, the flight window, when the target's open, when the target closes, things like that. And they put up an official piebald, which they read with a theodolite, which is an instrument that they measure the balloon through a sighting device, and the computer calculates the direction and wind speed every so many feet.
A piebald is a pilot balloon.
It's a latex toy balloon filled with helium.
Okay. So pilot briefing's done.
Over, they turn us loose, give us a flight window. We had to be launched by a certain time.
Okay.
They turn us loose to go launch.
Okay.
So we just finished the pilot briefing. Now everybody's going to pile in their vehicles and head to their launch sites.
Okay. So then you move your vehicle and an equipment van, whatever you're carrying the equipment around in, to a launch
site.
A launch site. You get your van into place, and then the next step is
we unload the balloon, the basket, the envelope, and the fan.
Okay.
And we lay it out in the direction we're going to be leaving. The balloon will be pointing in the direction the wind's blowing.
Okay.
So that as we stand up, the balloon will be at our back because we'll be going that way when we leave. Okay. And all the pilots know that, so you'll see, it'll be like the Keystone Cops. There'll be nothing on the field, and then 20 minutes later, here's 40 balloons all laid out the same direction.
Okay, so you got your balloon laid out. One thing that surprised me was that you don't use hot air to inflate your balloon.
Right, we have a fan, and we cold inflate it just like a cold air inflatable, just like a kid's bounce house. We got a fan that inflates it,
right,
and the balloon will be lying on its side. And when the balloon is packed with cold air, when it's to its, if it's 105,000 cubic feet, if it's got 105,000 cubic feet of air in it, the pilot gets in, lights the burner, and then heats the air inside the balloon.
Okay, you turn over you turn the basket over though towards the opening though,
right.
so you're not just blowing hot air up in.
The basket will be laying on its side.
Okay,
and as you put hot air in it, the envelope stands up and brings the basket up with it.
Okay, so the balloon's inflated.
Mm-hmm.
Next step,
we load the passengers.
Okay.
The next steps bring the balloon to equilibrium. We keep adding heat until we find equilibrium. And then, once we come to equilibrium, we release the release line, add a little more heat, and float off into the air.
Wash over me, let me fall from my surroundings.
Sweet.
They're
like, oh my God, what is going on? That's what my son said about it. He said, you're going to notice it's totally quiet. He said it's strange to be flying when it's totally quiet.
See, look.
Is that a double?
Yeah,
or is that
no, that's two balloons.
a two balloon. Whoa.
See, now we're going this way.
Uh-huh.
We're going to go up and turn right.
Oh.
That's what I was doing with those little black balloons.
Okay.
See.
in the grip of your arms, far from where I want to see the other side. Shine.
a balloon flight for most people is a once in a lifetime thing.
Right.
It's a bucket list item.
Yep.
You're going to go floating like a feather, and it's an experience. Standing in a gondola, a basket, as you may say, just staring out across God's creation. It's just a different form of flight. It's peaceful. It's quiet.
It's an unbelievable. If you haven't had the experience, you got to. Yeah, and I think that's our fascination with filming this and trying to share that with our audience. Right, is to give them an experience for somebody that has never flown.
Right.
Right. What kind of advice would you give them to get them ready for their first flight?
Number one is not expect a roller coaster ride. The only, it's not an amusement ride at the fair.
Right.
It's an experience. You will leave after the flight with a different outlook on a lot of things, and a lot of people have a different outlook on life after a balloon flight.